And if we get in front of the wave that's coming to us, the wave will push us to our dream. That's like a theme, like a thesis or something. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you and see what the experts say. How about that? All right? Instead of me telling you, because you don't, some of you may not know who I am, let's see what the experts say. So, Think and Grow Rich. How many people have ever heard of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill? How many people have read Think and Grow Rich? It's like, yeah, I've heard of all those books. They're really good. I've read them, not really. But you know, I looked at the cover and I looked at the back, and it has some really good people saying how great it is, and I'm a believer in it. You know what? I'm telling you, Think and Grow Rich can change your mind. Now, some people, when they see rich, they think what?
Money.
Why? Because the two things that Gallup poll says we're most interested in is money. So we naturally think that has to be money. Well, actually, it can be rich in life, right? It can be rich in family. It could be, you know that 5 pillars that Terry was talking about, that the company stands for? It could be rich in all 5 areas, right? But some of us may be in a position where we've been programmed to say, well, that's not possible. You either got to work really hard and make money, or you have a job where you only work so much, you don't have enough money, you've got a lot of time. Unfortunately, you have a lot of time, you have no money, therefore you can't do anything anyway, so let's watch TV, okay? So I'm telling you right now that this is a really awesome book. So what does he say? All right. By the way, Think and Grow Rich is one of the most read books in history. Is one of the most read books in history, except for some philosophical and religious books, okay? It was actually published in early 1930s or so, and it's hit the New York Times bestseller list every year. You can still find brand new copies on the bookstore. You go to airports, and they're right there. You go to bookstores, or why are people still buying this? Don't they know that's old news? Right? Hey, Napoleon said that opportunity happens in kind of interesting ways. It kind of slips in the back door when things are bad. My question to you, is anything bad right now?
Oh yeah.
Let me see. Let me see. Is the economy doing well?
No.
How many people feel very confident in Medicaid and Medicare that you're going to get it when you need it, or Social Security when you retire? How many people think, oh yeah, it's going to be great. I'm going to be able to retire with it, right? I'm serious. Hey. Perhaps this is why many fail to recognize the opportunity when it comes, because when things are bad is when it's the best. You know there's more multimillionaires that came out of the Great Depression than since the Great Depression. Unbelievable. Alright? So, backwards, right? We're going to go there. As a country, where are we now? Well, we're at 10% unemployment, right at it, 9.5 or 9.7, depends what he's saying it. Stock market is 11,000. Now, I have a financial background. I'm not going to go my bandwagon here. But stock market's 11,000. Actually, it's over 11,000. How many people watch it every day? Some people go, oh, forget it. I mean, it goes up one day, 200 points, goes down the next day, 100 points, goes up day, 150 points for no reason. This goes up and down. It has nothing to do with how the economy's going. Let me tell you why. Now, I used to be a chief financial officer, right? So this is what happens. In bad times, you got a big giant company, and I'm the CEO, chief, executive officer, and I have stock options, right? Now, my stock options are not be worth anything unless it goes up. And if it goes down, I'm worth less. Well, I got to figure out how I can make more money, not less. So this is what I do. Let me see. You group of people, you're fired. Your group of people, you're going to do their work and your work. But we're not going to give you more money. And if you don't want to, then you can go and I'll hire one of these guys back, and they'll be glad to take your job because they're looking for what? Money. Because is that the #1 thing on our mind, right? And that's how you can have a stock market 11,000 and have 9.5% unemployment. Okay? Wrong way. Healthcare costs still on the rise, right? Yeah. And we've already talked about that. Social Security we've already talked about. But, hey, by the way, I didn't put anything about healthcare, except Medicaid, Medicare. But how about just general healthcare? Is that on the rise? Is that getting better? Is our healthcare industry getting better?
No.
So Napoleon Hill suggests then this: for every adversity, there is equal opportunity. The worse the adversity, the better the opportunity. So what kind of adversity do we have right now? So what kind of opportunity do we have right now? Really big. Okay? So here's the business school. How many people ever heard of this? Robert Kiyosaki. Now, Robert Kiyosaki is one of the best read authors today. A lot of people read these books. In fact, they're all purple. So if you go to a bookstore, you can see where Robert Kiyosaki books are because it's a purple aisle. Okay? And he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That was his first book that he got really acclaimed. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Right? Then he wrote Cash Flow Quadrant. Wrote a whole bunch of other books. And then he wrote a book called Business School. This one right here. How many people have read this book? How many people ever heard of it? How many people even care? Okay? Who cares about the book? Well, it's about how we actually market these technologies. It's how we market the technologies. And in these technologies, actually a person actually wrote him a letter and asked him that her husband was thinking about getting into a network business. And she says, I know that's not a good thing, so would you please write and tell him why? He said, okay. So he wrote. He wrote a book, actually. And his first chapter is, why do I recommend network marketing as a business? And she probably wasn't happy about that, but he wrote a whole book about it. And you know what? He's really not a network person. He just says, hey, you know what? For the average person that doesn't have $100,000 to get in the business and they want to have more control of their life, is the best way you can start a business. Learn how to do it a business the correct way, do it on a part-time basis, and actually make as much or more than the businesses that put in 100, 150, and maybe even up to $1 million to start a business. Now, if you didn't have to put a lot of money in, and you could have equal opportunity to make as much as any other business out there, is that a good thing? If I'm a business guy, I'm saying, okay, now let me make sure I can either put a lot of money over here and have an opportunity to make money, or I don't have to put very much money over here and have equal opportunity to make the same amount of money. Which one would you take? You know what? But some people go, no. You must have to put a lot of money in to make money. There's no way you can possibly do that. But you know what? It takes equal amount of work to do both ways. How do I know that? Because I've been there. I've been on both sides, 15 on one, 16 on the other. I've been successful on both sides. I'm telling you, I'll never go there. There's no way. You know, I'm not going to work myself to death anymore. Hey, this is great. I'm telling you. So, Robert says, if you want to be rich, you need to be a business owner. However, the richest people build networks. Why do the richest people build networks?
Getting other people to help them.
It's called leverage. It means this. It means that if I build a network, a pipeline, and I'm going to send something through the pipeline, that if the pipelines already exist, I get instant income, right? But I got to build a pipeline. Terry said a little while ago that we had new technologies coming in, right? Well, if you already have a network, and as they come in, they just fit right in, right? I'm telling you, some of you guys are, I'm not really sure on that. It's the best way. Not because I'm saying it, but because the experts are saying it. And you say, well, who's the experts? So the best read authors and books in history. How about that? Okay? So, Forbes even talked about networks, the power of networks. Networks are powerful. Almost all companies are developed with networks. They got to get their products out some kind of distribution way. And some cost a lot of money, and ours don't cost that much. It's just a matter of taking the time to build it. The next trillion, how many people ever heard the next trillion? Paul Zane Tozer. Well, who's this guy? Well, he's a world economist, really famous. He's the one that predicted the savings and loan crash in the 1990s. How many people ever heard of that? Savings and loan crash? That was a really bad thing. All right? He's known for predicting